crime wave in Gotham. Other breaking news. Water. Wet.
Coming up, more problems for a troubled
Earthquake.
scooter. Yep,
We're having an earthquake.
Breaking into homes and tickling people.
Fans quickly trashed his pantsless look on social media.
Also, in other news,
The whistles got woo!
He was murdered and then set on fire while celebrating his birthday.
He's on the lean and the mouth.
I said, oh, Lord Jesus, it's a fire.
he thought the car was a spaceship and that the driver was an alien.
He lost his life savings, $2,600, and all he has to show for it is this stuffed banana with dreadlocks.
It's time for another news right here on the Bernstein and Goff Show. 670 The Score, 670thescore.com, and of course on watch670thescore.com. Live video stream brought to you by American Needle, based in Chicago since 1918.
I want to thank Chris Tannehill for, over time, bringing to my attention the worst movie ever made.
The worst movie?
And I know a lot of a lot of people know
Drop
about
Dead Fred?
this movie, and you, the Bernstein and Goff listener, probably know about it. I want to give you credit for knowing more about it than I do, but I have gone back since he told me about a movie called The Room. It came out about 10 years ago now already, right? Maybe 12
Wasn't
years
there
ago?
another?
03, I think, yeah.
03. Okay.
There's another Room that came out a couple of years ago, though, right?
Well, Room was Brie
Room.
Larson.
Right.
They're totally different. The Room is widely believed to be the single worst movie ever made.
Now you're going to make me want to watch it.
You should.
It's kind of like, smell this.
It's
like,
you have no idea.
Putting your fingers in somebody's nose you got to smell
You
this.
have no idea. And it has created, and I've read a lot about it, and I've not seen it in its entirety, but I've seen large chunks of it, and you hear it
What
often.
line? What a line.
I did not hit her. It's not true. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
And near the end of the show, there's another drop that you hear as well that is famous. It's a guy named Tommy Wiseau, who is of this disputed backstory and some strange unknown ethnicity, who filmed this movie at 4 times what it should have cost with amateurs. It might be some sort of Eastern European mob money laundering scheme. No one really knows. But it is so bad, so bizarre, to have become a cult classic.
How much is it?
It'll be $18.
Here you go. Keep the change. Hi, doggy.
You're my favorite customer.
Thanks a lot. Bye.
Bye-bye.
And people do things in this and act in ways that normal people don't act. There's no artistic continuity to it, and it's taken on a life of its own to the point where a book was written by somebody who was in the movie. It's called The Disaster Artist, and the book has been picked up, and the movie has now been made, starring James Franco as Tommy Wiseau and Seth Rogen. Apparently, Rogen and Franco became obsessed with this movie and have seen it I don't know how many times, and now the trailer is out for the movie with James Franco as this guy Tommy Wiseau.
What a line. What a line.
I did not hit her. It's not true. It's I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
Okay.
Action.
I did not hit her. It's not true. It's I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
That was after 67 takes.
So
67 takes.
Oh, hi, Mark.
I'm not familiar. So this is a thing that Chris has introduced, and
I'm so glad he did.
Is he a part of the cult following, or is he are you making fun of it?
Not really. I haven't been to any of the screenings where people throw spoons at the screen.
Like
That's one of the things they do.
It's like Rocky Horror. Yeah, people go and they dress up in costume.
Really?
But I really enjoy the subculture element of it, where it has this following, and I appreciate for how bad it is.
Academics have written about why it brings people together, what the phenomenon is now that's become a story on its own. And apparently the film debuted at South by Southwest to such over-the-top applause that they believe it's going to be an Oscar contender.
I believe BMAC's been at the Music Box.
Music Box Theater on Southport. Usually about once a quarter we'll have it playing on a Friday or Saturday night at midnight. Bring the spoons, throw them at the screen.
Joe Trip?
Members.
I'm telling you, the first time you see it, I've seen it twice there. The first time I've laughed my ass off, it was one of the funniest things I've ever been to.
Really?
I had just gotten in a car accident. And I thought I was going to die because I was like from seatbelt injuries.
Sternum. Okay, so all right, so bar stool and now this blind spots for the kid.
It just make this part of your life if you haven't yet, because all the more reason to appreciate this movie that's coming out called The Disaster Artist.
All right, Dan, what do you think you'll be doing when you are 86 years old?
I will be long dead.
No. You're the kind of guy that's going to haunt us forever.
What I will be is moldering in a box in the ground. Actually, no, I won't be in a box in the ground. I'll be burnt, and my ashes
scattered, covered.
My
smothered.
ashes will be distributed in the place where I am the happiest.
Ooh. Where do you think Dan is the happiest?
My wife knows.
My wife. I don't know. Where's Dan the happiest?
The bathroom.
Because I was going to say, like, I would hate for a host to have to sit on your ashes every day.
I said, honey, we're going to make this easy. You don't have to go to some sunset vista or some Canadian lake or in the middle of Paris. All you do is you walk right into the water closet in the master bathroom, and you pour one out for your homies. Maybe set the Sunday jumble down there in a New York Times Saturday crossword puzzle and flush those things right down the toilet.
I already told Zawoski that I want him to shoot a 3-pointer at my funeral with the ashes and the ball. That's the way I want to go out.
That's 67 takes.
Oh, no doubt. Okay. All right, so 86-year-old jewel thief Doris Payne has been caught again.
Bad jewel thief.
Doris Payne, the notorious 86-year-old jewel thief who has stolen about $2 million worth over the last 6 decades, has been arrested again. But this time, she's not accused of shoplifting from a high-end store. Chamblee police say she stole $86.22 worth of goods Monday night from the Walmart on Chamblee Tucker Road in Atlanta. According to a police report obtained by the AJC, a store employee notified a Chamblee police officer who was working at the store that Payne was shoplifting at about 5 p.m. The employee told the officer that Payne grabbed items from the pharmacy, electronics, and grocery departments, put them in a shopping cart, and started putting some of the items in her purse, as well as a Walmart shopping bag. According to the report, Payne went to a checkout line, pulled more goods from the shopping cart, and tried to hide them too. All of the items were eventually returned to the store, and Payne was arrested on a charge of theft by shoplifting. She was taken to Chamblee jail, where police discovered she was wearing an electronic ankle monitor. She was released after...
Why did they have to learn it there?
It can just look down, right? She was released after posting $660 worth of bail. This woman, Dan, for the last 7 decades, from Cleveland, Ohio to Atlanta, Georgia, has been stealing high-end items, burglarizing, art exhibits, factories, all those things. $2 million worth of score over 7 decades.
All right.
And she just got caught at the end in her Fat Jordan Wizards run, where she's stealing from a local Walmart.
She's being oppressed by the man. Oh. All right, I
can't tell her where to go or do.
I give this guy a lot of crap, so I got to give him some credit as well. When you see Brian McCann, you immediately think, "Oh, here we go, play the game the right way."
Baseball police.
Yes, the leader of the baseball police. Well, I don't know if you've seen the pictures, but the Astros held a funeral service for Carlos Beltran's outfielder's glove.
Yeah.
Because he's 40 years old, he's a DH, not going to get a whole hell of a lot better. And the Astros, apparently, according to Deadspin, it says the Astros collectively subscribe to a belief system in which outfield gloves are put to rest after laying dead for a period of 2 months. So, Getty Images has pictures of this, that Brian McCann is dressed as a priest. He almost looks more like a druid. He's in this full frock, and he's actually conducting a funeral service. And the other Astros,
oh yeah, they're all out there.
They're kneeling there, and they've got a tiny little coffin with the glove in it.
Yeah, they did a full production.
Yes, and there's tombstones that say R.I.P. The previously buried gloves are out there, and there's McCann in costume. And my favorite part of this, the touch that is just brilliant, with all of the Astros taking a knee. And I don't know who they are because their backs are to the camera. Mm-hmm. But one Astro has his hand over a teammate's shoulder, as if lending him solace,
comforting him
in a tender, difficult graveside moment, as if to say, "I'm there for you, bro.
Call me if you need me."
It's
awesome.
But the fact that it's Brian McCann mitigates some of this stuff a little bit.
He's a silly guy. He just doesn't like silly baseball. All right, speaking of baseball, Manny Machado, I don't know if you guys out there heard what he had to say, and Bryce Harper has echoed these sentiments, but Manny went full Manny on this one. This is from TotalProSports.com. When it comes to enduring a Major League Baseball game, Manny Machado very much prefers his position on the field as opposed to being in the stands. Earlier this week, Machado was on hand in Miami for the All-Star game as a spectator for the first time in 3 years. While he had fun cheering on teammate Jonathan Scope and several other friends around the league, he found the game to be a touch mundane. Quote, "Yeah, it's a little boring to watch. I don't know how people go out there and watch games. Now, I know why sometimes people don't want to come to games," unquote.
He's telling truth out of school here.
Yes, he is. Machado is just the latest MLB player to take a shot at the sports he plays, as Washington Nationals outfielder Bryce Harper echoed those sentiments last year when he said he believes baseball is a, quote, tired sport because players can't express themselves.
Back to McCann, right?
I think it's the only sport that you can't really speak against in those terms without being thought of as dumb or having a lesser sports IQ. With football, you can be like, oh, that game sucked. There's nothing happening in this game. Basketball, it happens quite often when you got 14 games a night.
Cubs and the Pirates had one of those.
I find
even all the broadcasters are like, well, I don't know if this is baseball, but whatever it is, we'll be back.
Danny, there's a lesser intelligence attributed to people when they say, well, you know what, I don't rock with baseball like that, or I just don't like the game.
Baseball can be boring. It's okay
boring
to say it.
But it isn't, though. It isn't, because when you, like...
I'm a huge fan, and I can say it.
Yeah, I'm on a scale of 1 to 10, the game of baseball excites me to a level about, 7 or so, somewhere like that. I'm in the 9s and 10s when it comes to football and basketball. And I watch the games. I enjoy, the beauty of the game. But I am not as big a baseball fan as others. And it's refreshing to hear these players actually saying, yo, I get paid for this. I love doing this. I don't want to watch these games. Some of them suck.
That is in other news.